Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we are going to build the LBSCR D3 class which I built in SketchUp the other day. And here it is. Nicely printed off. I have removed a few bits already just to make it a bit clearer to see. It looks rather nice. I do have to say this is actually the second print of it which I had to do because the first one I found out was a little bit too narrow, and it wasn't actually the correct sizes, so I have no idea how I did that, but I did have to make it a bit more wider, which has made it a little bit stretch on a few things, but at a distance it should not matter all that much. But yeah, as you can see, it's a very narrow profile and it's not actually meant to be this thin. Meant to be about 8 foot wide. So this is the correct sizes, but it does look a bit fat in a few places. But oh well, it's as close as you can get in. Well, it's close as I can get in Engage anyway. I've also fixed a little bit of bits down here. This is the chassis. It's the Dapol M7. And this is roughly about the amount of material which we need, about 2-3 inches we need to get rid of here, then shorten the entire thing. I'm probably going to reinforce it with some plastic card afterwards, but that's a problem to do after I've sorted out the body. The first thing I'm going to do is remove all this support structure underneath and then drill some holes into it. Put all the wiring and handholds in, and yeah, then I'm going to paint it black. Also, another thing which the first print didn't have, it didn't have the tender the coal bunker hollowed out properly. So yeah, that's now an actual bit where you can put coal in. So that's nicely done now. So yeah, I'm going to get to work and I'll see you in, well, the paint will take me a little while to dry, so I'll come back tomorrow after I've done it. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. The LBSCR D3 class was a 044 tank locomotive design by Robert J. Billington, built for the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway between 1892 and 1896. They were built for working passenger trains along the country and mainland. Before joining the LBSCR, Billington worked for the Midland Railway's locomotive department. Hence, he was used to 044 tank designs, which that company used for similar work to which the D3s were intended for. The design was proposed as an improved version of William Stroudy's D1 tanks, the D3 being expected to replace the D1s on certain duties. Their first employment was on services around Tunbridge Wells and outer suburban work into London. One locomotive, number 365, was named after the company's chairman, Sir Julian Goldsmith, who was so fond of the engine that he had an image of it used on the railway's cap badges. Another locomotive, number 375, was used to haul an armoured train for the 1st Sussex Volunteers for 2 years from 1896. The whole class, along with other Billington and Stroudy engines, were reboilered. 2 were rebuilt with larger boilers as the class D3X, but these proved to be ineffective. Smaller boilers were used on the rest, which remained as the class D3. After the First World War, the operating scope of the class was increasingly more on the system's rural routes. 28 locomotives passed into British Railways in 1948. Although still working motor trains successfully, the class in general becoming worn out. The D3s were replaced by former South Eastern H-class and London South Western M7 class tank engines during the early 1950s. Most were withdrawn by 1953, but one, 37390, remained in traffic for 2 more years until being cut up at Brighton Works in 1955. Unfortunately, none of the engines has survived into preservation. Now then, here we are with the finished D3 class, now on my layout. And it looks rather nice. Now there is a little bit of bowing in the middle, so you might just be able to see. However, I'm not too sure if that's because just due to the print, because it does have a bit of warping. I may have to put some strengtheners going across just to help it when it's setting. Or it's because I stuck on the windowsill when the varnish was covering it. Possibly that, possibly both. But either way, it still looks nice and it does run. It is only DC at the moment. Unfortunately, it doesn't run all that well, but it is an M7. It may just be that track. It did run better on the outside track. So I need to pop you on there. Oop, wait. Yeah, it runs as well as a M7 would, and something about this point it does not like. Give it a bit more power. There we go. And it'll come up to the dead spot. No, wait, went past it, never mind. Come back here, you. I say it does run. I may just need to look at my track again and give it some more cleaning. But yeah, other than that, it does look rather nice in my opinion. And all the little details have come out quite well. I did have to make myself, filler caps, though they're probably a bit too thick. I could probably add them on, I just need to remember to add them. I can't remember what it's called, this valve thing here. I may try to add that separately in the model as well, just so that nobody has to make it themselves. And also I made a little bump there, as on the pictures I had, it did have a little bump there, which I have no idea what it is, but it was there, so I added it. But yes, I will be making these for everybody. I'll be able to print 3 at a time, so they should be, I'm trying to remember how much it'll be. It'll be under a tenner if I remember right. I have got all my calculations worked out, so that's under a tenner without postage, that is. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So if you do want one, do let me know. I'll print some off. Do remind me to fix the bits which I've forgotten. But yeah, and eventually I will sort out the bit where I had to make it wider. It's not too bad. But yes, do let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want one, do let me know on my Facebook group. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And if you didn't like it, well, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Anyway, I'm going to send the D3 off on its little way, if it wasn't in reverse. And I'll see you again next time. Bye bye now. Just sounds like it stopped. Get more power. There we go. Bye bye.